Yes, sir. We do have a quorum.
Okay, well, if so, I'd like to get started. Good evening, everybody. This is Mark Baker, Councilman Baker, and I am privileged to bring to order the meeting for today's Development Authority. Mr. Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Yes, sir. Roll call for the September 28th South Fulton Development Authority meeting. Mark Baker, Chairman.
Present.
Jamal Grooms, Vice Chairman.
Present.
Arnold, Jiggetts, Secretary Treasurer. Mr. Jiggetts.
Present. I just logged in, so if y'all taking attendance, I'm present.
Thank you. Ms. Alicia Ivey, Director.
Present.
Mr. Andrew Pierson, Director.
Present.
Mr. Derek Pollard, Director. And Mr. Rick Ross, Director.
Present.
Mr. Chairman, you do have a quorum and would like to notify you for the record that Director Mercedes Miller indicated she would be about 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Yeah, I'm aware. Thank you so much. Is our city attorney, is our attorney on board?
Yes, Ms. Walker is on as well.
Okay, all right, thank you. Mr. Clerk, you can sound the first item.
First item, approval of the meeting agenda. Mr. Chairman.
I'll accept the motion for the approval of the meeting agenda.
I move that we accept the meeting agenda as printed.
Second, Ivey.
Probably moved in second. Any discussion?
I have a comment. This is the attorney.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, there was a request by Director Pollard. I saw an email where he wanted clarification as to the distinction between a development authority and the downtown development authority. And that we would need to talk about that publicly. So you can either amend the agenda, so amend this motion to include that discussion, or I can send you guys a memo by email.
Okay, if that's okay with the maker of the motion, if you would include that and restate your motion, and we could just go from there.
Would that be me?
The maker,
I move that we amend the agenda to discuss the roles of the Downtown Development Authority for the City of South Fulton and the South Fulton Development Authority.
as well as approving the meeting agenda. Can you add that part?
Brother Pollard, we can't hear you. You're on mute.
I move that we amend the agenda to discuss the roles of the South Fulton Development Authority and the Development Authority of the City of South Fulton, as well as adopt the meeting agenda.
There we go. Is there a second?
Oh, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
You did have a motion on the floor. It was moved by Director Grooms and seconded by Director Ivey.
You know what? You're absolutely right. So I guess, Mr. Pollard, Director Pollard, can you request a friendly amendment to that motion to include your discussion that you request?
I request that we amend the current motion to approve the meeting agenda to discuss the roles of the Downtown Development Authority and the role of the South Fulton Development Authority.
Okay, maker of the motion, Mr. Grooms, will you accept that amendment?
Absolutely.
Okay. Mr. Clerk.
Okay, this is the roll call vote. Chairman Baker,
Aye.
Vice Chairman,
Here.
Secretary Treasurer Jiggetts,
Aye.
Director Ivey,
Aye.
Director Pierson,
Aye.
Director Pollard,
Yes.
and Director Ross.
Aye.
The motion to approve the agenda with that amendment is approved, Mr. Chairman.
So moved. Thank you, sir. You can sign the next item.
Next item is approval of the August 31st, 2020 regular meeting minutes of the Development Authority.
I'll entertain a motion.
I move that we accept the motion as printed.
A second.
Second, Pollard.
Director Pierson.
Probably move to second in discussion. Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Roll call vote, Mr. Chairman Baker,
Aye.
Vice Chairman Grooms,
Here.
Secretary Treasurer Jiggetts,
Aye.
Director Ivey,
Aye.
Director Pierson,
Aye.
Director Pollard,
Yes.
Director Ross.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, that motion was approved.
Thank you, sir. Moving on, please sign the next item.
Next item is public comment. Did check the email for any comment received from the public. And as of the close of the comment period, 4 p.m., we did not receive any public comment for this meeting.
Receive. So we'll close public comment and Mr. Clerk, please sound the next item.
Next item is a presentation. Proposed 27,000 square foot comprehensive health medical center located at Bigfoot Trail and Old National Highway. Dr. Paul McKoy.
Dr. McKoy, are you on?
Yes, I'm here. How are you all today?
Excellent. You have the floor.
Yes, I was just wanting to give the Development Authority an update on our event that will be going on in reference to the opening of our new facility, which will be this coming week, Friday, October the 2nd specifically, at 11 a.m. We will officially break ground for that particular facility. So we're extremely excited about that. And we would like to thank you all for all of your assistance thus far with that endeavor. With that being said, we definitely are looking forward to it. We're very excited. It's definitely building a very great buzz in the community in reference to just medical treatment in the area, and then just other doctors are kind of starting to chime in. So it's definitely bringing a lot of great traffic, and I think it'll definitely be a great new look for the area. I do believe you all still have the pictures of the renderings that I sent the last time to you all in reference to what it will look like. The facility will look like. Again, it will be a state-of-the-art facility that will also take into account the current COVID scenarios that we're dealing with. Those things are going to be addressed in how we design the facility. So it will have a lot of different things that will make it, that will be, COVID friendly, or not just COVID, but any type of bacterial type of scenario. It will allow us to be able to facilitate a more safer transaction between patients as they come into the medical facility. So that we will have a lot of the latest technology in reference to that inside the facility. So we're extremely excited. And like I said, that event will be this coming Friday, October 2nd at 11. That facility, we're on tap to have that facility with the groundbreaking, and we will have the facility actually will start moving dirt on Friday. I've already addressed them and let them know that we will be moving dirt on Friday. So the heavy machinery will be in place to actually start. It won't be just a ceremonial start. It will actually be an actual start. So we're definitely excited about that component of it. But we will, our goal is to be roughly in that facility by June of next year. So that's what our contractors tell us. By June, we should be trying to go in. So we'll have an official grand opening at that time for the the different people, the community, so they get a chance to see the facility and view it, and then hopefully become, for those who don't have a medical home in different disciplines, they will get an opportunity to create a medical home. So again, we're excited about that, and so we want to again, we'll definitely be requesting more assistance from the Development Authority specifically to kind of help assist us in that. There's a few things that we'll be discussing with you at a later time that would help us facilitate that, just to make sure that everything runs smoothly.
Received. Are there any questions from the directors to Dr. McKoy at this time?
Chairman Baker, may I have the floor, please?
Yes, ma'am. Director Ivey, go ahead.
I don't have any questions, but rather I would like to provide a comment and say, Dr. McKoy, I want to extend a heartfelt congratulations to you because I believe that this is going to be an amazing addition to this area, because we know that wellness is key to a vibrant community. And so I wanted to say that and not ask any questions. I believe that things are moving forward in a good direction. And so thank you so much for your vision.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Director Ivey.
Chairman Baker, may I have the floor, please?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Dr. McKoy, I just wanted to get an idea as to some of the uses that you have already committed to the facility.
Okay, very good. That's a great question, Mr. Pollard. So one of the things that we have that is already been built into what we're already doing from the ground, there will be a pediatric medicine will be inside of the facility. Pediatric dentistry will be inside the facility. Orthodontics will be inside the facility, and oral sedation will also be inside the facility. Those four disciplines are already committed. So, like I said, already before we broke ground, 50% of the building was already occupied up before. It had been occupied from the beginning, to be totally honest.
So will this specifically be geared towards dentistry, or would there be a wider variety of healthcare types?
No, absolutely not. It will not be. Again, there is dentistry there, but also, like I said, we will have pediatric medicine there as well, which is for pediatrician, which you'll get a chance. Those who will be able to attend will get a chance to meet our pediatrician, who's already on our staff at one of our other locations. She will be there as well. We will not. It will not be just geared to it. Matter of fact, we're kind of sequestering our area into the upper level so that the lower level will be able to facilitate usage for other medical disciplines. So no, it will not be just for from a dental standpoint of view. The majority of the building, half of the building will be based on pediatrics or orthodontics. But the lower level of the facility will be used for different other medical disciplines, anything from emergency medicine to well care, just like some kind of immediate care facilities will be there as a possibility. And also too, we're looking at a couple other disciplines who've reached out to us. We have a physical therapist that has reached out, said he still wants to be part of what we're doing, possibly an OBGYN. We have to still kind of get all the components of that together. But so no, the majority of the facility probably will not be dental related. It will be more strictly, different other disciplines of medicine.
Is there a phase two of this project?
Yes, there is. There is a phase two of the project. The first building will be about 27,500 square feet approximately. The second phase will also be roughly about 27,000 square feet as well. That area will be developed after we have completely filled the first building, which I do expect that the first building will be completed before we even get the sealant, the roof on it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be gone because we're just now starting to let people really know a lot more about the project. So they're extremely excited. So as soon as we get that building completed, which again, 50% of it is already gone, we will then be looking at moving into the second facility.
How's the visibility from Old National Highway?
The visibility is great. It's wonderful, actually, because the great thing is with our elevations for the facility, it will be very, it will be a down a little bit, but again, the building will be very prominent, and that's why we're making sure that we make more of a bold stance on how we are positioning the building, but also how we are making the facade on the outside look, because we want it to be something that people will recognize when they ride by, that, hey, this is much different. It doesn't look like, quote, our traditional Old National facility. So we want to be the trailblazer that kind of sets the tone for the next facilities that are built there. Because again, one of my biggest things again is I want to change the narrative that has been given to Old National, and that's why we're investing the type of money we're investing into this, because I do believe that this area is very close to the airport. It's a very strong part, and it's the strongest part of South Fulton in reference to the economic development component. It is the strongest area. So we want to make sure that we kind of change the narrative in reference to that. And so that's what our approach is from the beginning. We didn't want to just give you guys a sterile looking building, something like, for those who have not seen maybe the Grady building over on Camp Creek. Nice facility, but it's very sterile. It's just a block with windows. But we didn't want that, because again, we want to set the stage to let them know that, hey, listen, we believe in quality on Old National. We don't believe in just having something to say we have something, but to step up and show them that we can do a lot better, because we are a very talented people, and we want to make sure that the world knows that we are now on the world stage as a city, and we want to make sure that we make that very well known to those who are considering coming to the area.
Well, and I appreciate that. And thank you so much for that explanation. One of the things that I've noticed is that because of COVID-19, we've noticed that there's a healthcare disparity in certain communities throughout the country, not just Atlanta, but throughout the country. What made you decide on that particular site? What made that site attractive to you?
Yes, sir. One thing that made that attractive to me was, again, it's proximity to 3 different counties. One, with disparity of medical access, I knew that area would be key, pivotal point where this is an inroad for people coming from Fayette County, Clayton County, as well as Fulton County. It will give clear access to them and get them quickly a way to be able to facilitate getting medical treatment. So that was one of the main things that drew me to that area specifically. But again, me personally, I grew up in I guess you would say, an underserved area. And, my thing, so for me, it is personal. It is very personal. We could have done something a lot more economical at this place. But again, we want to make sure that we're actually making a difference in the community, and that we're changing things. I just appreciate each and every one of you all willing to step up and take on the responsibility to do it. So I want to make sure that I do my part, since you guys are working so hard on the back end to try to pull all of this forward. So I don't want to just give you something that just says that, hey, we're in here, but we want to make sure that everyone knows that, hey, look, I'm going to fight just as hard as you guys. We're not going to cut any corners on this facility, because again, we deserve better. I firmly believe it, and that's why I really chose this site.
And Andrew, I know you're trying to get in here, man. So just let me ask one last question. I'm a big proponent of medical health care in city of South Fulton, and we have very little of that. We have no hospitals, we have no urgent care, or very little acute care. Whatever I can do to help bring this about, I'm more than happy to help, because we have none of that. My mom was a nurse. She was the nursing supervisor over at Southwest Community Hospital, which is on Fifth Road. And I tell you, we needed very badly.
Yes, sir.
So thank you for that.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, is there anyone else trying to get in the queue?
I just want to ask one quick question. Where exactly is Bigfoot Trail? I know Old National pretty well.
Yes, sir. That's a great question. So if you're going traveling south on Old National Highway, and the LA Fitness would be on your right-hand side. Right after you pass there, you'll come up right before Neville's Road, which is on your right. But if you just literally go about a block and a half from that intersection where the workout facility LA Fitness is, you look on your left, that is Bigfoot Trail. The very next paved road to the left is Bigfoot Trail. That is where Thornwood Home Subdivision is located.
Okay, I know where that is. Yeah. And so Mark, at some point over a year and a half ago, there was a group that approached us. That's Woodward Road, where the LA Fitness is. Has there been any? Well, that's a different. That's a different conversation. I'll broach that with. I was just wondering where your location was. Thank you for telling me.
Yes.
I'm done, Mark.
Okay. Anybody else? Any questions? Any further questions for Dr. McKoy?
Representative Baker, I was going to check to see, has there been any, I don't know if you guys contribute to discuss it or not, I hadn't heard anything in reference to the other facility that was considering to come on into that area. Has there been any changes in that scenario or not? I've kind of been out of the loop a little bit. If you guys can't discuss it, I totally respect that. But I was just trying to see if there has been any public releasing of any information in reference to that facility.
There hasn't been, not at this time. I don't know for sure if it has been a purchase or not, but I know that there hasn't been any forward motion to my knowledge. I know that it was going into foreclosure last I heard.
Okay.
Yep. But if there's no other questions or comments for Dr. McKoy, I would just like to say, of course, congratulations on your efforts, your diligence, and everything that is taken up to this point to get you where you are, which is pretty much to the end. And it's like I remember you coming to us before us, and this was a project that I thought would have gone completely through almost a year and a half ago, and I recall my colleagues voting unanimously for it. So I mean, I can only imagine what that's been like for you. And I'm just happy that for you as a business person and someone who, as you spoke to Director Pollard, as someone who grew up in an underserved area and had the fortitude and the desire to build in an area like where you're coming to when you could have gone anywhere else. It's commendable, and we embrace you. And if there's anything that we can do to assist you throughout your time, we're here for you. And I think that we lined you up for to get those documents that you requested earlier this week, and we look forward to you guys coming back and trying to make a marriage and do whatever we need to do to make this successful.
Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir. We did get that. Attorney Walker was so gracious to send that to us, and I know she's on the phone, on the line. And again, Attorney Walker, thank you so much for being so assisting us in that. And you as well, Representative Baker, you've been awesome, as well as the rest of the group. I just really appreciate all you guys' support and the buzz that you guys have helped build for this project. Because again, without you guys doing what you got to do, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. Because again, at the end of the day, people don't know what's going on unless they're hearing it from people like you all in your respective position.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Dr. McKoy. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
And I look forward to seeing you on Friday.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Mr. Clerk, you can sign the next item.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, and for the record, I wanted to recognize that Director Miller has joined the meeting as well. The next item.
Copy.
The next item is the add-on item, It's a discussion, the role of the Development Authority versus the Downtown Development Authority for the city of South Fulton.
Receive, Madam Attorney.
Yes, so Chairman Baker and Development Authority Director. So essentially, the Development Authority, the purpose is to do a lot of what you do, promotion of industry, trade, commerce, with the exception that the Downtown Development Authority has a limited purpose, a narrower purpose, and that purpose is to develop a downtown. So their aims will be, instead of just looking at generally, okay, how can we build jobs, employment, economic development throughout the entire city, they are focused squarely on building a downtown, which is a very, very narrow project, particularly for South Fulton, because we don't have a historically designated downtown area. So they will assess. So go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. So since we cover the city of South Fulton, downtown is a part of the city of South Fulton, would there not be a conflict if someone approached us about something downtown? Or if someone approaches us for something downtown, do we then refer them to the Downtown Development Authority?
It's your discretion. As the Development Authority, your jurisdiction is the entire city. So there is no area within the city that you don't have authority to do a project for.
If someone approaches the Downtown Development Authority, do they have an obligation to inform, educate us as to that someone has approached them?
No, they have no obligation to inform the Development Authority, but it's mutual. You don't have any obligation to inform them. If they think that, obviously, if they're approached by someone and it's outside their jurisdiction, then they will refer them to the Development Authority. If you look at the legislation that created them, it's a map and it details by parcel the geography that they're limited to.
Got it. That was my next question. Thank you.
Amelia, I have a question. So if we're not really connected and not really communicating, how do we know if a developer is talking to that authority as well as us, and we're both putting things in motion for them without even knowing what's going on with the other?
So hopefully, because if what that would require is it would require them working with two entities at the same time doing the exact same thing. So hopefully you won't be in a situation where someone puts you in that situation, but I think out of an abundance of caution, you could develop a practice where you notify the Downtown Development Authority of projects if it's in downtown, because obviously it would make no sense to notify them of a project that's not downtown because they wouldn't be able to do anything for the owner or developer anyway. But you can establish a process where you notify them. I mean, that's your discretion.
Understood, but it seems like since we're all kind of working on behalf of the city, that there would be some type of internal communication mechanism.
Agreed.
I wouldn't want anybody on the outside to tell me on the inside what's going on with the city. It seems like we should have something.
Yeah, so I do have information that we will be discussing in executive session. I think it will cover exactly what you're alluding to. And that is making sure that administratively communications are in place if you're dealing with something that is within the downtown, but also your authority to move forward with.
Thank you.
So
Director, hold on 1 second, Director Pierson. I have Director Pollard.
That wasn't me.
Yeah, that was me. That was me.
Okay,
Chairman.
sorry.
So as the Downtown Development Authority limits, and what I mean by limits is the area in which they're operating, has that been delineated? Has that been determined? Or, can they just go anywhere in the city?
No, they cannot go anywhere. It has been specifically determined. It's in the resolution that authorized their that activated them. I can forward you guys a copy of that resolution. So if you look at, when you get the resolution, if you look at the exhibit attachment, it has a map that designates the area that they're allowed to work on projects in, and then it also lists the parcels by parcel number and address.
Okay. You know, because in my neighborhood, I live in the city of I live in District 1, and Sandtown Center has about 100 acres right now that we want developed. I mean, when I moved into Sandtown Center, you know, one of the reasons why I moved in, because it was to be a mixed use community. And so, you know, I just don't want to compete with anybody else in our city to be able to develop and help anyone that wants to develop in my neighborhood. So that's the concern that I have.
Well,
Now,
just so you know,
I do not believe that it's in that. I do not believe that area is within their jurisdiction, but just confirm on the map when I forward it to you. But I don't believe
Right.
it crosses.
Okay, fair enough.
okay. And as she said, a lot of things may be clearer over time after we discuss the possibilities of how we're going to work in concert. Some of it may be regarding personnel, which we'll discuss in an executive session. Does anyone else have any questions for our attorney?
Yes, Chairman Baker, this is Alicia Ivey. Ms. Walker, thank you so much for the overview. I know that earlier in the start of our meeting, you mentioned that there could perhaps be a document, an overview that you would send to us for our review, just aligning these particular things that you talked about. Will you still be able to provide that to us as a body?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I send you the resolution for the Downtown Development Authority, which delineates where the jurisdiction is, I will also recap what I said today.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
And for the record, just for the record, the actual record, those documents that she speaks of are all public record, which means anyone in the city or anyone could have a copy of them. So just so you know, while we're disseminating them amongst us, anyone in the city can have them. They're all on our website as well, meaning the City of South Fulton's website, which is City of South Fulton ga.gov. Any further questions for the attorney germane to this topic? Okay, if there aren't any, thank you, Ms. Walker and Mr. Clerk. You can sound the next item.
Next item is executive session.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion for executive session.
I move that we move into executive session.
You have to say what we're going to discuss, personnel, real estate, litigation as well.
Personnel, etc.
Second, Pollard.
Okay, for the record, it's been probably moved in second. I'll have discussion, etc. would include real estate and possibilities of litigation as well, Director Grooms, correct?
Correct. Affirmative.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, with that being said, I'll close discussion unless anyone else has discussion. Mr. Clerk, you can
Roll
go
call.
ahead with the roll call.
Roll call vote for executive session, personnel, litigation, and real estate. Chairman Baker.
Aye.
Vice Chairman Grove.
Aye.
Director Ivey.
Aye.
Director Miller.
Aye.
Director Pierson.
Aye.
Director Pollard.
Yes.
And Director Ross.
Aye.
That motion was approved.
Thank you so much, Mr. Clerk. I guess everyone look forward to the breakout room on the Zoom call. Mr. Clerk?
Yes, I believe everybody is back into the main meeting.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to reconvene.
I'll make a motion that we reconvene into regular session.
Second, Pollard.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Clerk, please call the vote.
Chairman Baker,
Aye.
Vice Chairman Grooms,
Aye.
Secretary Treasurer Jiggetts,
Aye.
Director Ivey,
Aye.
Director Miller,
Aye.
Director Pierson,
Aye.
Director Pollard,
Yes.
and Director Ross.
Aye.
That motion was approved.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Madam Attorney, were there any items from executive session that we need to take public action on?
Not that I'm aware of.
Received. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
I'll second.
Probably moved in second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Clerk, please take the vote.
Yeah, motion to adjourn, Chairman Baker,
Aye.
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 Director Ivey,
Aye.
Director Miller,
Aye.
Director Pierson,
Aye.
Aye.
Director Ross.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned at 10 p.m.
Thank you so much for attending. Everyone stay safe. You and your families. Take care.
Thank you.
Have a great week.